Now we need to subtract a fraction from a mixed number. So first we have 1 4/5 minus 3/4. But to subtract fractions we need the denominators to be the same. Now the lowest common multiple of 5 and 4 is 20, so we can find equivalent fractions to 4/5 and to 3/4, which both have a denominator of 20. Now 5 times 4 is 20, 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 5 is 20, and 3 times 5 is 15. So we can rewrite our question. Instead of 1 4/5, we can write 1 16/20, because that's equivalent to 4/5. And instead of subtracting 3/4, we can subtract 15/20. Now we see if we can subtract our fractions first. So 16/20 minus 15/20 is 1/20, because the denominator stays the same and 16 minus 15 is 1. But we have one whole in our question, and we're not taking any wholes away, so we still have one whole in our answer, so that's 1 1/20. Now we have 2 1/2 minus 1/7. So we need the denominators to be the same, and the lowest common multiple of 2 and 7 is 14. So let's find equivalent fractions to 1/2 and to 1/7, which both have a denominator of 14. We use multiplication to find equivalent fractions. 2 times 7 is 14, so we do the same to the numerator, and 1 times 7 is 7. Now 7 times 2 is 14, and 1 times 2 is 2, so we can rewrite our question. Instead of 2 1/2, we can write 2 7/14, because that's equivalent, and instead of subtracting 1/7, we can subtract 2/14. Now we look to see if we can subtract our fractions. So we have 7/14 minus 2/14. We can do that because the denominator stays the same, and 7 minus 2 is 5. But we have two wholes in our question, and we're not subtracting any wholes, so we still have those two wholes in our answer. So that's 2 5/14. So let's have a look at the fraction bars to see what we did here. We started with 1 4/5, but we saw that that's the same as 1 16/20. Now we were subtracting 3/4, but because 3/4 is equivalent to 15/20, we can subtract 15/20 to leave us with 1 whole and 1/20 as our answer. Then we had 2 1/2, but 2 1/2 is the same as 2 7/14. We were subtracting 1/7, but that's the same as 2/14, and if we subtract the 2/14, we have 2 wholes and 5/14 left in blue, so that's our answer.